Hey guys, welcome back to Three Stupid Dogs. Abel, get off your goddamn phone. The fans are calling for us.
I'm editing this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm getting this lined
Why
up.
don't you edit the illusionist? No, I'm
He's
kidding.
deleting.
I'm kidding.
He's deleting some important messages.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so I got Bella Ramsey to talk about. We got Epstein did kill himself. Abel, I told you so. Fantastic Four leaks, not looking.
I never said he didn't.
Abel said he. Wait, I forgot. Fantastic Four leaks are not looking pretty good. It's looking pretty rough, which we can talk more about. We also have the story about the pole dancing teacher. She was a pole dancing instructor that got fired. This is back in 2018. I did some research into it, and it's pretty fucking wild. I don't know why no one ever talked about this. We also have current shows we're watching, movies. I know, Eric, you watched some gore porn. Abel watched Ballerina. And then I just finished up Righteous Gemstones. And then also,
Nice.
is Twitch ruining gaming? Abel's hot take of the week.
Oh,
Oof.
is Twitch ruining gaming? And is gaming addiction ruining our children and millennials and Gen Z? You think everyone just keeps blaming Gen Alpha? There's more to it. Gen Z, anyone who has access to a fucking screen is cooked.
That's true.
And you guys are about to feel real insecure today when you guys realize how addicted to your fucking phones you are. Yeah. I said it, but we'll get there when we get there.
I've low-key been thinking about that a lot recently.
Me too. And that's why I brought it up for conversation. And just you wait, because I've been doing research.
Yeah, we're talking about why why the screen is ruining people's lives through the screen while we're talking to people through a screen. Okay, let's go.
I think I've seen this episode of Black Mirror.
Yep.
Eric, when you were doing the Oregon Trail, what was that like not having the phone though? What was that when you did that?
Okay, so I was doing the Pacific Crest Trail that happened to pass through Oregon. So the Oregon Trail is from east to west. The Pacific Crest Trail is from south to north on the west side of the mountains. But I see where you're going
Google
with this.
Maps over here. Okay, keep going.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so when I was collecting my bison and when we were putting the covered wagon together and I was sitting on the dysentery started to set in. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
The cargo way pointed north, and we said we will go north. It was weird without my phone. When I was out there for 3 weeks. I think I was out there for a month, but I think 3 weeks I was hiking, and so I hiked 300 miles. I still had a book that I would read, and then mostly it just sucked ass.
Yeah.
It was a lot of thinking, and then a lot of just like planning what I was gonna do when I came back. It was very boring. It was like terminal boredom. But we'll talk more about that because that's a concept for screen addiction. So,
okay, just because you were younger around that time, so I was just kind of wondering. But okay, Bella Ramsey, fucking oh my god, the hate for her.
So here I got you because what you asked me to do last time was read for the pod kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, do.
All right, so poor Bella Ramsey. She a victim, a villain of the Last of Us fandom. So Ramsey's casting as Ellie in the Last of Us HBO series sparked a major online debate. Was she Ellie enough? So they split pretty hard. Some praised her acting chops, others whined about her appearance and her delivery. Now season 2's on the way. I think it dropped. Did it already drop?
It's already out. It's already
The worst
over.
season is what people are saying.
The question becomes, is she being unfairly villainized, or is it just the curse of adapting beloved game characters? And so, of course, one of the biggest things that people have issues with, which is ridiculous, is she was non-binary and openly queer. Did that affect the reception from certain fan circles? These are good questions.
I mean, who cares if she is that, though? I mean, I don't know why.
It's not just that. It's also that they don't consider her attractive enough. That is the biggest thing.
Compare her Emmy nominated performance to the backlash. Let's see. Fan entitlement. We kind of lean into fan entitlement with Abel's point. Is when does critique cross into toxic behavior? But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay, first off, the attractiveness, though. Isn't she supposed to be like 15? 14?
That doesn't stop gamers
What
from
the
being
shit,
creepy.
dude's like, yeah, just look at her.
Well, she's like 19 in the second one.
Oh, okay, well, that's different. But
Isn't Ellie
Yeah.
based off of Ellen Page?
The original design of the character was roughly based on her appearance, so much that when they remastered the game, they edited her design to look a lot different. The new design is canonically what Ellie's supposed to look like.
guys, side tangent. Did anyone else have a crush on Ellen Page growing up, or was that just...
A lot of people did.
especially in Super when I was nice and young.
Juno.
She was all full of energy.
Oh my God, Super. Yes. Okay.
No, wait. PapaNasty said he had a crush on Elliot Page. I was like, okay, all right, different folks, different strokes.
I only realized much later that was a James Gunn film.
Elliot Page.
And looking back at tracks,
Who's that?
their new name.
Who?
Oh,
Elliot Page.
Oh,
Elliot Page.
Wait, PapaNasty doesn't know.
Who's Elliot Page?
You don't know.
Oh, so you ready?
You genuinely don't know.
Hold on, I got you. Okay, so currently in The Last of Us fandom, people are finding it wildly controversial that Bella Ramsey is coming out as queer, and even in the show, kind of showing off like non-binary queer thing.
She's straight up a lesbian.
Did you know that the original design was based off of Ellen Page, who in real life has transitioned fully to Elliot Page?
Oh, okay.
She,
Yeah.
And is now I define as male.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And all their movies are retroactively credited as Elliot Page.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow.
So like even in Umbrella Academy, that was like the most recent thing that they were in. And so in the show, they transitioned to him in the show.
Whoa. That's fucking. No, I didn't. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen it, but I didn't know that was what she was going by. I thought it was something totally different. But holy shit.
So that's why I thought it was so, I don't know, ironic. I just thought it was so, what an interesting coincidence.
It's fitting.
It was rather fitting that people took it offensively, because I think there was a line in particular where, what was it, Bella Ramsey's is like, I'm going to be a dad or something like that. And everyone's like, you can't be a
joking,
dad.
but people thought she was serious. I don't
And
know.
also,
I saw the clip, but I don't have context, but it seemed like she was joking.
but it's also like, it's she didn't fucking write the scene. She fucking is just an actress. Like she's just the voice. She didn't fucking is not the creative mind behind that. It was the fucking writing and the fucking director and all them that wrote that shit. And so she's getting all this unnecessary hate. I get that saying I'm a dad is kind of like, it's it's very controversial. I don't care for it. I think it was actually, kind of funny, but it's one of those things. It's like the hate that she's getting and the fact that, man, she's just a meme and people are just roasting her. I feel bad. I really do feel bad for her.
This is where we can kind of tie it into, like I mentioned earlier, fan entitlement. And so people critiquing just simply because they're fans of the series and they feel like they know more than people. Also, the other concept was actors and their parasocial contracts. So like fans feel like they're owed something for their parasocial experiences with a game. And so they're like, no, you're not doing it right because when I masturbated to that video game, that's not what I felt.
Oh my God.
So that's,
I also wanted to go in and say, I think it's ironic that Bella's the one getting most they hate for this show. When the video game Last of Us 2 came out, everyone was like, oh God, I pray for the girl that's going to play Abby, because Abby was like the most universally hated character in The Last of Us 2. And no one's even really talking about her. They're all just too hung up on Bella Ramsey.
Yeah.
And ironically, the funny thing is, some people did criticize Abby's actress, not of her own like person, but it's that she doesn't look as muscular or buff like Abby did in the video game.
yeah.
But maybe they're quiet because they find her more attractive that way.
Yeah, we want some. You know what? That actually
Ironic.
that reminds me. We need more buff girls in Hollywood. I'm tired of seeing these skinny, badass girls. We need some buff girls because in reality,
Yeah, where's our Luisas at from Encanto?
yeah,
Come
there needs to
on.
be- you know what?
I'm the strong one. I'm not perfect.
Eric.
I was talking to Michael about that. He said, like, low-key, it's actually kind of realistic that she's not super muscular because it's the post-apocalypse. Girl, where are you getting your freaking protein from?
I
That's
mean,
pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably killing it herself,
Bonnie-
but I don't
Ask
disagree.
Bonnie Blue. I don't know. You ever seen those CrossFit girls that are natural? Those are crazy.
Oh, okay. Before we tangent too hard, I do want to say
Oh,
something.
here we go.
Did you know that Bella didn't play the game beforehand and that she was told not to? They wanted her to build her own Ellie.
Ugh. I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, there it is. They did it though. Too late. They got you, bitch.
I don't know. If you were taking a serious role like that, wouldn't you want?
I remember hearing about that.
Wouldn't you want to do a little research though, just to do the, I mean, there also is some like, don't you want to do the fans justice? Like if you were going to be, like, say you were starting a Dragon Ball Z film, wouldn't you not work out and fucking maybe take a little juicy juice to play the part?
Well, that's how we got evolution.
What you want?
Ah, damn, you beat me to it. You beat me to it. I was going to say, no, I would pretend like I'm a high school student. And then I would go and I'd fight a weird guy with weird horns. I don't know why he has horns. I don't know what's going on in this movie.
I'd
But
go get into a fight with a bunch of people at Bulma's house party or Chi-Chi's house party.
Oh no.
Oh man,
It's real.
Okay.
You know, no one's bitching about Pedro Pascal in Last of Us, though. What's up with that? He's doing a good job.
He correctly conveyed most of Joel's mannerisms, but I think I remember reading some criticisms that some line delivery in very crucial scenes was not like the games, which some people said took away from how dramatic some things in the game was. Like most specifically the climax of the first game where he, spoiler alert, raids the hospital to save Ellie. And I think it's like the line he says before he like kills the last of the people and takes off with Ellie. There's a line he says where like in the game he delivers that in a more badass way. In the show he just sounds like he just read the line.
That's weird because Pedro Pascal is he's actually a great actor. So the fact that he
I think his depiction of Joel is he's trying to be more subdued.
What?
No. Okay, so PapaNasty said, fuck Fantastic Four. Pedro Pascal's Mexican ass doesn't deserve to be in there. And I was like, I don't even know if that's where he's from. I was like, that's crazy. And then he also said, I saw the leaked script and Susan Storm's gonna save the day and she doesn't deserve to be there. She deserves to be in the kitchen. And I was like, PapaNasty, what
I
on
told
earth
you this in
are you talking
confidence,
about?
Eric. I read from my diary and now you're just exploiting.
You didn't say in confidence. You confidently said it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm startled.
Oh my
Am I supposed to be
God.
supporting this rhetoric?
All right, let's go into the Fantastic Four leaks. Oh boy. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Here we go. So first we go Pedro Pascal. Everyone loved him once upon a time. Everyone fucking hates him right now because of his casting in Fantastic Four. And it's because there's rumors, right? Rumors, bad CGIs, and questionable leaks. Marvel fans are starting to smell another Quantumania. And so they're like, he's getting some heat. Also, like Marvel's quality drop has seemed pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Can this save the MCU? I don't know. And then also, here's a very fascinating concept. Are leaks ruining hype or are studios using them to test fan reactions? Are they dropping leaks to test out what the concept?
Okay. Yeah, I got you on that one.
If that were true, they should have leaked RDJ as Doom because they would have realized that was a horrible mistake.
No, I think RDJ as Doom is not bad. But yeah, you mean,
I'm fascinating.
It's not the best.
Don't get me wrong.
I think he could deliver the role fine. It's just the fact that they're reusing him from an iconic role.
Yeah,
and so a lot of people are worried that like, oh, is they gonna make this Doctor Doom some lazy ass Iron Man variant, and it's not actually gonna be Victor Von Doom?
Yeah, if it's his Dr. Doolittle impersonation, we might be in trouble. But with the leaks though, I know the studios are using it because we did see with Deadpool that they did change up Wolverine's costume last minute. Because originally it was going to be the full covering the arm suit, and I guess a lot of fans were shitting on it, and that's why towards the end, this is what I heard anyways, is that they did the cut off sleeve and edited it and made it less bright and shit like that than how originally is. Because in the comics it's way more brighter yellow. Towards the end you see it kind of dialed down a bit.
It reminds me of the Sonic movie.
Yeah. It does remind me of the Sonic movie too. But yeah, if this movie comes out and it's shit, then what was the point of the leaks and what was the point of checking fan reactions? So.
There's also that saying, sometimes the loudest voices are not the right ones. Like, just because they're bitching and shouting about it doesn't mean that make them right.
Do you guys feel like Marvel's dead?
Thunderbolts showed a little bit of promise, but unfortunately not enough people went to see it, seems.
Okay, so Thunderbolts I heard was good.
We don't have faith anymore.
Red Hulk or Captain America Brave New World, decent. Daredevil Born Again,
I heard
good.
bad, dude. I heard Red Hulk only had like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of screen time.
Honestly, that's fair enough. I mean, it's Harrison Ford. He's like 80 years old. He's not going to be in the movie for a long time.
Harrison Ford isn't the Red Hulk. It's CGI. He doesn't have to be in the fucking movie. I know. I said the same thing.
Breathe.
I thought the same thing. No. But that's not. It's CGI. He doesn't have to be in the movie.
It's because he's not the main villain of the movie. He's just he pops up because of I don't even really know the main plot of it, but I know he's not the main villain.
Why would they advertise it as such?
Yeah.
If I wanted to go and see Black Captain America fight the Red Hulk, that's what I expected to see. And that's not what I saw.
Oh my God.
Crashed
my guy's about to turn into the Red Hulk.
Oh my.
Crash the fuck out.
Yeah, I just didn't like that Captain, like that's it.
You know why I went there.
I don't know why Sam Wilson doesn't have the super soldier serum. Like, come on, you can't have.
Yeah, I think
Just
he even,
take it, dude.
I saw the scene where he even questions it himself. He's like, Bucky's so full of shit. I should have taken the serum.
Dude, they just need to give it to
Bro,
him.
go on a cycle. Come on.
I don't think it's Anthony Mackie as Captain America is a great choice, and I really do like him as that character. But just give him the fucking super soldier serum. People, it'll make the character stick, and people will like him. The fact that he doesn't have it is what is driving people insane.
Yep.
You want to make fucking money?
I agree.
Disney, fucking just do a fucking sideshow of him. Just give it to him.
Just have someone put it in him while he's sleeping.
Yeah, bam, he gets drugged.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's Dr. Von Diddy. No.
No, it's Bill.
Not again.
Abel got his Bill Cosby glasses on right now. No.
Okay, all right. That was horrible.
Yeah, that was very bad. Okay.
I don't know what I was doing there.
The female Silver Surfer. I was telling Eric, I'm like, I don't know the complaint for this. That's not a bad thing. Like, naked silver lady flying around, saving the world.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I like that they've been gender swapping roles just because it doesn't
She's not a gender
matter.
swap. She's a separate character altogether.
That's even more fascinating. Yeah. Why does it matter? They're retelling stories.
When it was revealed, when people brought it up because people were just finding out about it, apparently the female Silver Surfer is a completely different character from the male Silver Surfer. She's not a gender swap of any kind. I believe she's like his wife or someone related to him in some sense. But basically, they both serve as like envoys of Galactus or some shit.
Okay, so they're expanding the universe then.
Yeah,
That's
Galactus
interesting.
has a shit ton of heralds. And plus, Silver Surfer is like a crazy, powerful cosmic character. You're not going to have him chilling in the fucking Earth-based MCU.
Bro, I would hate on Fantastic Four 2 when every time they put out a Fantastic Four movie, it's fucking shit. So I'm glad. I mean, hopefully they're holding them at fucking gunpoint. They're saying, make a good movie.
Yeah.
Please. That's all we're asking. Why do you keep ruining these characters we love? This was OG Marvel. This is what started Marvel, was Fantastic Four. For them to keep butchering it time and time again.
There's actually Spider-Man, at least like movies wise.
I agree. I'm talking OG when they first started developing the comic book.
Oh,
Because prior to that,
Yeah.
it was timely. And then some of Fantastic Four was the first group for
The super group.
for Marvel, and then
Yeah, they were the
They
first
started-
superhero team.
and they were the first superhero team because they were trying to copy Justice League because they didn't have their own Justice League yet.
yeah. I mean, the Fantastic Four has not been do justice. Even the first Fantastic Four film, remember? It was so bad they
Yeah.
tried to scrub it from fucking existence. But somehow a bootleg copy fucking leaked out like fucking Nosferatu. And somebody got it. That's crazy. So yeah, they better do. I mean, other than that, what is so? The only thing my complaint was, I told Eric, was that they're making Sue Storm the leader of the group when it's like Reed Richards, because he's the smartest man in the universe, and so it's like he should be the leader.
Except in fucking Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is Black Bolt. Anything he says will kill you.
yeah. Well, that was,
All right. Well,
There's one counter I will say to that is just because you're the smartest person in the room does not mean you are immune to making bad decisions. There is a reason why on your D&D character sheet, intelligence and wisdom are two different stats.
yep, that is true.
Intelligence is knowing Black Bolt could kill her with a whisper. Wisdom is knowing I probably shouldn't have fucking said that.
yeah. Remember when we used to argue all the time, and then Abel one day he just texted me his IQ score and said, "Don't you ever argue with me ever again." You remember that?
It's not my fault you completely misinterpreted that.
It would be funny if I didn't misinterpret it. That's the point of the joke.
Eric's the menace. That's the point of the joke.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint. It's like, Sue, she's a, I get what they're trying to do. The leaks are saying that she's going to be the boss girl of the thing, and she's going to lead the team, and she's going to be the one to save the day, her and the new Silver Surfer lady, which I could see why people got mad, because there is a big thing where a lot of the Marvel fans are getting pissed with the kind of females taking the lead role. You have the Marvels, now you have the Ironheart, you have the new Black Widow.
If it's a good narrative, I can get behind it.
Yeah.
It just has to be a good narrative.
I think they're also trying to rectify that Susan Storm is one of the most horribly underutilized members of the Fantastic Four, at least on screen. Maybe in the comics it's different, but I remember the first 2 movies, like she was horribly underutilized.
Except when she was naked.
Eric got the point.
Then you got a whole fight. You know, when I went and saw Fantastic Four back when I was in 2000 or whenever it came out, I was a child and I went to the theater and that was the most exciting part of the movie. And I don't remember the rest of the movie. I just remember for a short period of time.
I feel like some other people probably remember Chris Evans when he burned off all his clothes flying for the first time.
Yep. Didn't care. I didn't care. I was like, get back to the naked lady.
But I think that's why fans are so up in roar, because now it's more, females taking the lead, which I can kind of see because, if we're going to be like, who are the Marvel the diehard Marvel fans that'll fucking get a Marvel tattoo tatted on them and will spend fucking crazy money on a statue or a cosplay costume. It's going to be dudes. Let's be honest. So I can see the upset, them being upset about it.
Yes, but why do dudes not want to see women on screen?
It doesn't make any
in tight uniform.
It doesn't.
I'm confused.
Well, they're not. You're not seeing anything. But like with Brie Larson, you're not seeing anything with the Ironheart chick. You're not. She's wearing a metal costume.
A lot of comic books.
She's not even in the costume. It's CGI.
I thought she was in the costume.
Okay.
Maybe she is, but probably not for most scenes. Like that's not RDJ in most Iron Man scenes.
Ironheart, sorry, you're right. I thought you said Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
No, the suit's gonna be CGI.
Yeah, poor Brie Larson. Yeah.
So a lot of comic books is like power fantasies, empowerment fantasies, and it's targeted towards men because we want power. And so they're trying to change that for women. They want, and they're trying to like help them with, like, they're giving them the empowerment fantasy. So the idea is that people are offended because women are taking the role. That ruins men's power fantasy, and then women never asked for this power fantasy. That is what I'm trying to derive like from all this.
That kind of reminds me of the training sequence in the beginning of Ballerina.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you would want me to talk a little bit about it, or just if you guys would want to get around to watching it. It's not like super spoilery, but it's just like a note I want to make. I'm
fucking tired of John Wick, so I probably won't see it. So you can tell me all about it.
Basically, in the training scene, the training instructor instructs all the female Ruska Roma agents that the one thing they cannot change is that in fighting dynamics, they will never be able to overpower a man. So fight like a girl, fight dirty, use anything at your disposal, because they will always be bigger, they will always be stronger than you, and you have to learn to turn the tables on them by fighting differently. And so, yeah, they go for stuff like just throwing shit, kicking them in the balls, or fighting, all that stuff. You have to think outside the box.
Yeah, it looks good. My only complaint is that that girl, we've seen her in so many things where I'm like, I just don't see her as an assassin. She has that like baby face, in the wrestling term. Like she's always the good girl or something like that. So it's just kind of like, it's kind of funny to see her in this.
I think that's actually funny. What makes it work better for her is like, people that she's sent to kill probably wouldn't second guess it.
Yeah, and she's so tiny. I'm like, I could see it. I can't see it. My only complaint was that she was tossing around dudes in one of the trailers. So I'm like, she's like 120 pounds, if that. Like, I don't know if that's totally possible, but we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a shot. I won't be a total asshole.
If you're off balance, you could definitely be yanked around by someone smaller than you. But yeah, she spends most of the fights actually getting tossed around herself.
Oh, she does. Okay, cool.
Yo,
because I think that it'll be good. Like Red Sparrow was a good one too. That like a good spy one where it wasn't like too.
I think most people compare this movie to Atomic Blonde specifically.
I haven't seen that one. I
haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one either, so I can't really comment or speculate.
Interesting. Eric, anything back on the Fantastic Four stuff?
I was just looking at pictures of Ballerina. That's cool.
Yeah, what's your face?
Wait, what else do you need from Fantastic Four? Just that that you don't support women, you're a bad person.
I mean, my last thing, I'll and then we can move on, is that they are older. It's an older Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they've been established long at this point. Yeah. Like they've been around for a minute.
Yeah, well, no,
I think that's a cool concept.
No, I think this is like first year, dude. I think this is like the first couple years. I don't think this is like that established.
I think they'll probably have like their origin story just told in some brief flashbacks or something, but they've been the Fantastic Four for a little bit now or something. Yeah,
but I'm just saying the actors as a whole. I think like Pedro's like 50, dude. He's almost like 60 years old. And then what's her face is like almost 50. Like, MCU roles are like 10 plus years.
I'm still not sure if I could see Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch. I don't know if he could channel asshole energy enough.
I don't even know him from anything. That's the fucked up part.
What are you talking about? He was the Emperor in Gladiator 2. He was Eddie in Stranger Things season 4.
Didn't see that one, but Gladiator 2. Okay.
He was one of the emperors.
Okay, I remember.
The twin emperors.
Okay, yeah. He's the one that got killed.
Okay, you fucking nerds. You guys want to move on to talking about teachers pole dancing?
Yeah, you ready for it?
Jesus
You ready for it,
Christ.
Eric?
God damn. And then, actually,
Mhm. And then
I don't believe that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe they'd ever employ women. I'm like, oh my God. That's not true. We know that's not true.
they actually
Stan Lee didn't hire a single woman in the writer's room. Why should there be any women in the comic books? All right, calm
They
down.
actually get paid less if you
Jesus.
actually break it down by
Oh my God. Susan Storm gets paid less than fucking...
Yeah, bold of you to think the Fantastic Four are being paid.
They're
Be superheroes at least.
Paid.
Yeah, probably not have to be superheroes. They actually... superheroes have to be their part-time job. They're not allowed to...
This was brought up during the Avengers when someone was like, who pays the Avengers like Tony does? They're not paid. They're not paid by the government. They're not paid by anybody.
Okay, there's a brutal fight, right? Everyone's completely destroyed. All you've got left is Mr. Fantastic sitting there completely brutalized. And then someone comes up and they're like, are you going to be okay after this? And he's like, I have an engineering degree. Not bad.
That's not
Good call
bad.
back to Abel's joke earlier. All right. Okay. So, Candace Mason. What? Abel, you know about the story. Have you heard about it?
I might have heard it in passing whenever it happened.
So in 2020, a North Carolina teacher was suspended for posting a pole dancing video on her own social media. It's a side gig, and obviously no students were involved. PapaNasty had brought that up to me previously, but the school said it was inappropriate. And so, was that fair? Is it slut shaming? Is it just boomers being ridiculous? Okay, so when you're off the clock, does your employer still own your ass? Is pole dancing fitness or sex work in the public's eye? Also, the double standard, would a male teacher be treated the same for boxing shirtless or bartending on the weekends? And then, of course, social media policies, like, is it outdated or necessary or any of that? So what do you guys think?
Okay, the crazy thing is it was a private Facebook video. So someone that had, that was a friend of her on her Facebook leaked that fucking information. Also, it's a side hustle because she's a widow, a single mother of 2 children.
And she's a teacher, so she's already not being paid a lot.
Goddamn North Carolina. How much money do you think she's making? Like $9 an hour?
Probably 30,000 a year.
But they're just conservative and enough to fucking get ridiculous about
You
that?
remember Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated? I remember there was one episode where the villain was a teacher, and the gang was like, why would you do that? You're a teacher. And they're like, oh.
Oh.
Like, why do you need the money? You're a teacher. And then he doesn't even respond. He just looks at them like,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, yep, no, it's all coming together.
Wait, so what do you think then, Abel? What do you think?
Lock her up. Abel, god damn it.
Throw away the key. Oh,
The reality
God.
is, like, in a perfect world, we should be allowed to do whatever we want in our own free time, blah, 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 as long as we're not hurting, harming anyone, whatever. But in today's day and age of unlimited surveillance and your employers can find out what you do off the clock at any point in your day, just don't post anything to social media.
Yep.
In fact, just delete it all.
Oh,
I
damn.
wouldn't disagree with that as well, but I also think it's harsh that they fired her because of it. So it leaked.
Oh, it is harsh.
means-
It is harsh.
that
I'm not
means in her-
defending that.
Whoa, no.
in her community. That means it was leaked and then it spread like wildfire. And then parents came to it came to the, fucking principal and
School board,
came to
yep.
the board,
Yep.
and there was an uproar. There was
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Principals and the board will never defend their teachers. They will always throw them under the bus.
Yeah, and here's the fucked up part. Well, she got paid leave. That was a good thing. But I tried doing research, and there's no update on whether she continued pole dancing or she went back to teaching. Yeah, it's kind of crazy trying to look her up and see what happened to her. And I could not get nothing.
She probably deleted most of her credentials or something, so people wouldn't know what she does from here on out.
Yeah, but it's also like one thing
Yeah,
that-
she'd be smart to never fucking use social media ever again after that bullshit.
yeah.
I mean, hell, even at my place of employment, they browse your social media by looking up your name after applying.
Yeah, did you guys even watch the videos? I did it for research. Did you guys What?
No,
What'd
I
you
only heard
think?
about it in passing.
It wasn't even that like crazy. It's like she's wearing fucking fitness gear, and it's a little sexy, but it's like pole dancing, and it's like supposed to be like dramatic, you know, the way she's moving and
Yeah.
it's nothing like she's like fucking.
Probably because the average person does not realize how hard pole dancing is.
Yeah, she's not fucking playing.
Did you guys know pole dancing is now recognized as a competitive sport in many countries like Japan and Finland?
I believe it.
Time to go to Finland.
Japan, no, Japan, Abe's.
They don't call it Finland for nothing.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be finishing.
Finish it in my pants.
It'd at least be cool to check out Finland.
Finland will be dope to go check out though. Yeah, no, it's fucking.
You know
up,
who
though.
probably went to? You know who probably went to Finland?
Who?
Jeffrey Epstein. All right, did he kill
my-
himself or what?
Apparently.
That's a crazy.
That is great. That is
Not
fucking
bad,
good.
right?
I love
That's
that.
a pretty good.
I love that. Yeah, so I guess, you know, Kash Patel just came out and fucking what's his face too, saying
Who's that guy?
he's this FBI director.
Okay.
Yeah, he came out and he was talking on the, you know, they're all talking all this stuff, saying the first day they get in office, they're going to release the Epstein files and this and that. They took over 100 and something days, and then now they're saying that there's nothing here, that he killed himself, or that he did kill himself, and that they have all this evidence, and that they, you know, they're going to release a video or something soon.
Do you think they're okay? So with the advent of AI, they're going to release a video.
Yeah.
Okay, understatible.
Yeah.
Jeffrey
It's
Epstein
going to be
suicide.
Hillary Clinton walking in there and shooting him. It's going to be an AI video of Hillary doing that. And they're going to be here's the proof.
But here's the juice. Here's the juice. When him and the other dude were going forward and talking about this on the news, they definitely seemed less enthusiastic, and almost from what people were saying online, they almost looked like they were in a hostage video, or like they were like nervous talking about that, because the same energy that they were talking all this stuff, and then now, you know, in the beginning, and then now seeing this and going being in the office, now it's like their vibe was totally different. So it's kind of, you know, it sparked a lot of conspiracy. Like it's a silent cry of help is what people were saying. But I mean, it's, what do you guys think?
Okay, let's run it down. Jeffrey Epstein's suicide in a high security prison cell set off one of the loudest chorus lines on the internet of what the actual fuck that's ever been heard. Either you're deep in the tinfoil, or just you don't believe in the camera malfunctions. But there's a lot of layers to this. So, for example, the cellmate was removed, the guards were asleep, 2 cameras were broken, and then there were autopsy reports that were mixed up. And it's like, who benefits from Epstein's silences? What's the line between conspiracy and cover-up? And then, of course, why this case turned everyone into a part-time detective. Because it wasn't just like, you know, it wasn't just conspiracy theorists. Everyone was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, it was so blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like there was like the top 5 maximum prisons in the fucking United States, and their cameras don't work, and the officers on duty both fell asleep around the same time, and then I think the logbook was somehow also fucked up, and then his fucking bunkmate was an ex-corrupt cop who was like a fucking juiced out maniac that was like looking at 20 to life. You're telling me he wouldn't fucking get some money to get him or get some time off his sentence to whack the dude? Come on.
Even the forensic pathologist that was hired by Epstein's brother said that the injuries looked more like homicide than suicide.
Yep.
Bruh, our boy Luigi has more security around him than fucking Epstein did, it sounds.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, what'd you hear?
I mean, like, whenever they bring out fucking Luigi for his court dates, they have like a whole ass army of cops surrounding him. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if Epstein ever went to trial, they would not have that many people around him.
Yeah, dude, what are they treating Luigi like? Because he did go to jail.
Because they're trying to make him look worse than he actually is
Do you know
and
Yeah, do you know his
the
sentencing?
worst sentence. They're trying to charge him with
Life.
terrorism and the death penalty or something like
Yeah.
that.
They're fucking, yep. But on the Epstein thing, it's like, yeah, and then nobody even got arrested or got in trouble on the flight log that had been fucking his island. And the fucking one of the girls that was a key fucking victim and that was like testifying committed suicide.
Yeah, she killed herself recently.
And she has
supposedly.
past Twitter posts or social media posts saying, I am not suicidal.
That she wouldn't kill herself.
That she would not do that, that there are people that want to kill me. What the fuck, guys?
It reminds me of how one of the people that spoke out about Kevin Spacey's abuses conveniently died before he ever went to trial to testify against him.
Mm-hmm. The Kevin Spacey one, that one's fucking weird.
That was
And
wild.
very, very dark, very sad. Holy shit.
Speaking of cover-ups, you talk about how like, yeah, they brought all this out and then no one talked about it. Like, yeah, kind of like the Panama Papers that came out like over a decade ago.
Oh yeah, we all knew we fucked over Panama though.
What's the Panama?
Yeah,
Talking about
but
the
you know
Panama Canal?
about the Panama Papers. Did you ever hear about that?
No, what's that?
Tell me about
Oh
it.
my god, here we go, Abe.
Some investigative journalist. I'm very rusty on this, so I might be wrong on some details. But in general, this reporter, I believe it was a woman, she uncovered a bunch of banking information and confirmed that many billionaires and all the richest people in the country offshore, like, have proof that they offshore a bunch of their money to avoid paying taxes. And she was conveniently killed in a car accident just like a few weeks later.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
What about like the 2 Boeing whistleblowers that mysteriously died?
Oof.
Yeah, they felt so bad that they were ratting out one of the most powerful companies in the country that they couldn't go to trial and testify against
The
their
most powerful
overlords.
companies in the country that have military contracts.
Yeah.
Wait, am I fucking up and going up your guys' alleyway with like aliens and Bigfoot? But I need to be talking about like other.
Yeah.
Okay. The J.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
These,
you're fucking up big time.
Just keeping it Earth based. I'll do that.
I mean, I like to humor those ideas, but these just are a little more plausible, so they can be a little fun to talk
Okay,
about.
more Earth based. Okay. I got you. Okay. I'll hit you guys with some crazy stuff. I did not mean to sneak in this conspiracy theory. This was just a fun one that I was like, you know what?
I mean, like if we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, we are going into conspiracy territory essentially.
How many fucking coincidences are there that just this is going to be like, or how many?
There are too many. That's the funny
There's
thing.
way
It's,
too
there's way
fucking
too
many,
many.
dude.
Yeah, you just told me the FBI director ruled it. No, he did it. It's like, no one believes you. You're a liar.
Yeah, you were so they were so hot in the case when it first happened. There was a dude showing the video side by side, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" They seem nervous. I think with the Epstein, like, do you guys want to go into like a theory what it could be, Eric? You want to push we can push the episode a little bit
Go
longer
ahead.
if you're cool with it. With the Epstein thing, what I think is that there's just so many people on all sides of the political party and with fucking, with big pharma, big business, that it would just bring down the house if they released the Epstein files, and also with the celebrities that have been there. I think so. It's just like it's like instant.
Does it bring down the POTUS?
It goes across both sides of the aisle as far as politics concerned, because there are notable Democrats and notable Republicans that were clients of Epstein. A common criticism of why. So I read this opinion piece. It was just someone's post on fucking Twitter, but years ago. But someone asked, so it's been known that Trump was a friend and client of Epstein's. How come the Democrats don't try to use that as like an attacking piece in them, like when they are campaigning against him? And they're like, because Bill Clinton also was. So if they mention it to Trump, they're going to bring up Bill Clinton. I'm like, fuck Bill Clinton too. Like, I don't know why they keep tiptoeing around the whole conversation in general, but whatever. They're clearly both benefit from not talking about it, both parties at least. And they also have a lot to lose if it gets brought up.
Well, no, fret you not, because Papa, our knight in shining armor, Elon Musk is going to take down the entire Republican and Democratic Party and start a new party called Musk Party, and we're all gonna join.
Let's do it.
So I guess they really were right when they said illegal immigrants were ruining this country.
Oh my God, Abel, that's a hot take. Here we go. That's gonna be a short
the call
ride.
is coming from inside the house.
No, I think if Trump was in it and how hard the FBI was going at him, they would have just would have redacted all the stuff. But I don't think there's any files left, anything that's going to expose anybody. They've already deleted it. It's been
they probably all got rid of it. Yeah, it's all lost.
It's all deleted, or maybe it's on a separate fucking system somewhere in a fucking random warehouse in a
I can't remember if
lock office. But
I can't remember if it was in this country, but I remember there was like a supposed accident where we lost like a bunch of classified files because there was a fire in the office or something like that.
well, that
Can't remember if that was here or that was in a different country.
well, I mean, that was the situation with the 9/11. Is that we had lost a bunch of money, and then right before they were going to go to court and fucking and get in trouble for it,
I think that's what I'm thinking
they
about.
had that huge, that's when we had 9/11, and that there was a bunch of I think it was like over $1 billion that was lost or something, billions of dollars that was lost.
That's definitely a conspiracy theory I don't subscribe to. The moon landing, 9/11, both of those happened legitimately.
Ooh,
I don't
we'll
think
save
that
that
they
one.
happened. I don't think they were falsified.
We should have a 9. Okay,
Moon landing for sure.
9/11 debate.
The moon landing 100% was real.
Yeah.
The 9/11 85% happened.
No.
My opinion about 9/11 is it happened, but they let certain things just happen because it gave them the perfect out to just go into the Middle East.
No. So with the 9/11,
there we go.
yeah, the 9/11 conspiracy is that no, it did happen. It's just that it could have been prevented and that it was allowed. That's the.
Or it could have been not as bad as it ended up being.
Yeah.
And that's as much as we're saying for YouTube,
Yeah.
because YouTube, if you want anyone to ever see this video, they're gonna get mad.
PapaNasty's gonna get into a car accident tomorrow. He's gonna
Oh
get
my
T-boned.
gosh, I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
dude,
not.
be careful.
I'm not.
Yeah, don't fuck around. We're posting this on the internet. Don't fuck
We
around.
love
If
the
people want to hear
government.
more, then they can come to the live stream where we can talk about some crazy shit
Yeah.
until Twitch shuts us down.
Yeah, or the Patreon.
All of this information that we like to get is we usually get it through our phones, guys.
Mhm.
What's up with that? We grew up in a generation where we're always on our goddamn phones. We're always in our fucking playing video games, or we're consumers at heart, and we're just consuming, you little bitches. And so we live in a dopamine economy. Apps, games, algorithms are engineered to keep us hooked longer than our ancestors spent time hunting mammoths. What started as innocent fun can spiral into an all-day digital bender. How does this addiction actually form? And how can you tell the difference between I love this game and this game owns my soul?
A lot of games with super grindy progressions, like say Call of Duty multiplayer, Destiny's entire gameplay model. These video game companies and game designers legit hire psychologists because they are because they know how the human brain works and how to scratch that dopamine itch to like what would get people to like want to keep playing more. And yeah, these games are designed to keep you playing not out of fun, but because you desire that feeling of progression, unlocking the next thing, hitting the next level, getting like that cool new skin out of a loot box or some shit like that. Also going into the next thing about people playing games out of obligation rather than fun is a lot of people are all trying to become the next big person on content creation, like no shade to a couple dogs I know. Like you can go into literally any multiplayer lobby and there's probably going to be a couple people in there whose gamer tag is like some their name TTV, Twitch TV, like, oh, look me up, I'm probably streaming right now, blah blah.
Yeah. So I agree with it. I agree with the dopamine loop. I agree with, people chasing that. And so it even
Validation.
goes deeper into like the psychology of it, where
Oh, it goes very deep.
so like from our standpoint as the people who do the screen's consumption, like the more we spend time on a screen doing an activity, whatever that activity could be. It could be gaming, it could be social
doom
media,
scrolling.
it could be literally anything, whatever. It could be watching Arrested Development. It doesn't matter what you're doing. What it is its form of avoidance. So while you're spending time on the screen, you are absolving yourself of your critical thinking skills, and so you don't have to introspect on your life. And so if you ever wonder why when you go to bed you have all these random thoughts rushing through your head, it's because you didn't spend the time during your day thinking about your feelings. And so now before you go to bed, all your feelings are attacking you, because now it's like, I heard it was one of those fucking BetterHelp ads, but it was like, if you don't take your dog out for a walk, then at the end of the night, your dog's gonna freak the fuck out. And so that's what's happening at the end of the night.
That is so fucking true.
That reminds me of,
Oh, that's awesome.
that just reminds me of this older study. I don't know too much about like the logistics of the study, but it was more of an observation. But someone was asking, so if Scandinavian countries have like some of the like better healthcare or social safety nets in the world, and how come people there are like have higher rates of depression than the rest of the world? And someone said, my observation is because they have all these nice things, they have more free time to introspect, and that leads them to just think about their lives a lot, and that inadvertently leads them into becoming depressed. And also winters over there suck. Like, there's a reason why Scandinavian countries are the birthplace of black metal.
Whoa, I don't think you can say that anymore, Abel. I think it's called African American metal.
But no, it's Wakanda metal, first of all.
Oh my god!
What? No.
It's anti-Christian church burning metal.
This episode is brought to you by Black Panther 3.
Yeah,
Starring
let's
Ryan
go.
Gosling.
Yeah.
Dude, oh, yes. Oh my god. Okay, you saw that too.
No.
No, there's legit. There's supposedly in talks the next Black Panther.
Yeah,
is
he's
gonna
like
be a white
half.
dude.
Yeah, he's like a half white, half black dude. But the point is like he's physically white, and that's what people are like all up in arms about. But anyways, going back to the
I'm
screen
like,
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to the whole concept of it's immediate gratification. And so it's more rewarding immediate gratification versus, you know, what is it? Fucking delayed gratification. Understandable. Another
Yeah.
one too, though, is the more you spend time on your phone, the more time you spend on your screen, when you're not doing either of those things, you experience something called terminally bored. And so whenever you're not doing the things you quote unquote like to do, even though when you're doing them, you don't always feel completely joyed because you've done it so many times that your receptors are starting to get fucking nullified, that now whenever you do anything else that's not gaming, then you're bored. And so you can't even enjoy like a conversation or an afternoon with a friend because you're too distracted, because you're just itching to go fucking be gaming. And it's like,
or get back on your phone.
yeah, if you got stuck in nature, then you're trapped. You're actually trapped. You're like,
Yeah. There's one tangent I want to go into
I don't give a
about
fuck
this.
about trees. Yeah.
So I saw this. There's this post on Reddit where someone asked. It was a picture of Doc Brown and Marty McFly saying like, "So is anyone gonna like question like why was a high schooler hanging out with like a 50-year-old weird scientist in the neighborhood?" And then someone's like, "You really underestimate how boring life was as a teenager before the internet. Like hanging out with Doc Brown was probably the coolest part of Marty's evening. And like the guy gives him a bunch of cool gadgets that he works on. So yeah, no shit, he probably would want to hang out with the weird old dude who invents stuff in his neighborhood." And that's also why teenagers back then always got into like shenanigans, starting trouble in the neighborhood or bullying the lower classmen, is because they had nothing better to do.
There's also an argument that we are consumers, even like in a productive day where you're like, oh, I'm going to be productive. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to listen to a book. I'm going to game. I'm going to listen to a book because at least I'm doing something productive. It's like you're doing two forms of consuming at the same time. It's like, at what point are you going to fucking produce something? At what point are you going, do you want to feel validated in your life? It's like, turns out maybe you have to produce something. Maybe you have to, hard work, all that shit nobody wants to do. And it turns out it's extremely validating and gratifying when you do it. It's just our brain. We literally are the monkeys in an experiment that gets to push a button and it zaps that part of our brain. Right?
When you brought this up, I was thinking about like, just if they can press the dopamine button, will they ever stop? Like, no, they'll keep pressing it. They'll keep doing it.
And
Yeah.
And so that's why it takes practice as humans.
That reminds me, I read today on today I learned on Reddit, there was a study where someone found when mice were thrown into water, most of them would try to swim for 15 minutes before they just succumbed and drowned. The second half of the study then had the rats thrown into water, but this time they were saved momentarily before thrown back into the water. The rats that were saved, or the mice, swam like a few hours longer than they were if they had not been saved, giving the implication that the hope of being saved drove them to want to keep swimming longer. And like, wow, that is enlightening, but also very sad.
Both.
That's crazy.
So where do we relate with all this information considered? Like, what's all of our relationships with impulsivity and fucking screen time? And then you bring up the hope thing, and so that's clearly something you were thinking about. What do you guys got?
It was more of a psychology thing behind how the brain works.
How do you think we apply to it? Then if we're the rats and monkeys in this experiment of life, then what the heck? We're at the whim of all of these fucking developers, and we're at the whim of society, where we are considered a nation of consumers, whether or not we like it. What's our relationship? How do you guys feel?
I think
Abel?
Yeah, I think it's people need to disconnect and just live their life a little bit more. As some people put it, some people are too chronically online and adhere to gossip and stuff.
I will start with honesty. I have been trying to develop like an understanding with like my impulsivity, and like now and then I'm like, I don't always feel good, and I know when I don't feel good, I'll spend too much time on my phone, and then the cycle continues, and then at some point I am trying to recognize, oh, I'm just being avoidant of my feelings, of the things that I think that I need to do. Procrastination is not always because you just simply are lazy. It's because I am being avoidant. I just don't want to do it because I perceived it as something scary. And, you know, evolutionarily, I've learned that when something is scary, you're supposed to avoid it. And so now I'm trying to, like, you know, find the fucking gumption in my brain of like, all right, this is like a normal, actionable thing I can and should do. And if I do it, I will feel better. But it's the matter of like, you do it to develop a positive reinforcement loop and then, you know, identity along the way. Trying to spend less time on my phone because I'm starting to understand the less time I spend on my phone, the less time I feel like shit. These are just concepts, you know, I'm trying to be honest here. This is something I'm trying to fucking work through personally.
Yeah, I'm trying to find more productive hobbies and outlets that aren't doom scrolling or just browsing social media. Trying to get through, I don't know, play games that I actually like enjoy rather than just grinding them. Listening to music again, but I think listening to music is also another form of dissociative behavior where you're just trying to tune out the rest of the world. But
ooh, interesting.
It's like finding a balance too of, you know, there's nothing wrong with listening to music to appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with gaming, but when predominantly what you do in your free time is gaming, there was a concept I heard. You guys have heard of fucking Healthy Gamer GG. He's a fucking psychologist, psychiatrist, and he does a lot of content on YouTube and Twitch. And so he was having this discussion about, okay, you go to work and in your free time, you game. Nothing wrong with that. You're going to college. You should do that. But then come summertime, you have more free time. In your free time, you game. Okay, what could you have done alternatively? If you think about the compounding times that you have chosen to game over doing important shit in your life, and then you look back on your life and then you say, damn, I wish I would have done something else. And then you go right back to gaming. It's this compounding thing of like, you could have taken that internship. You could have pursued that goal. You could have done this and that. And I was like, God damn it. Fuck you, you asshole. Jesus Christ. Because I feel I have this horrible time management. And I'm like, yeah, literally, I'll wake up late. I'll fucking do this. I'll do that. And I just feel like I have no time for anything in the goddamn day. And it's like, I have to fucking write a schedule for myself. So that way, in my free time, I use it appropriately. Because otherwise, I waste it. And then in a couple weeks, I have a fucking emotional crash out where I just don't know what to do with myself.
It's more of a trend I noticed rather than like any like actual thing. But I jokingly always thought about the former Smash player / fighting game player to bodybuilder pipeline. And I think it's because similar to playing fighting games, we chase that feeling of self-improvement and validation of becoming better than we were before. And so when they quit playing a game that they played competitively, they move into bodybuilding because they can still find an outlet where they see themselves improving slowly, minutely every single session. And so I just think it's funny that like, oh, like a lot of former Smash players I knew either personally or just passively, including myself, just turned into gym rats.
Yeah, respect. Yeah, it's true.
Pretty cool. I think there's a way to weaponize social media. Like, I have my Instagram set to, I mean, there's funny videos and then just motivational videos. That's how it is. And I don't really do much of that. I just like only those types of things. So there's a way to, like, mess with the algorithm. That way you only want it, and it keeps you from doom scrolling. But if, like, you know, that's what it is for my Instagram. Facebook is keeping up with some family members, the older folks. And then, of course, like, X is, like, my news and conspiracy bullshit that I love going down along with YouTube. But I think there's just ways of like just, and I mean also with the time I don't really have much time for like social media stuff and like going down it, but I just kind of have that where if I do, it's like I have a whole bunch of Instagram stuff that's saved of motivational shit or, you know, some conspiracy stuff too. But if we're like, okay, if I need to fucking get pumped for my morning and I'm not in the zone, I'm like, okay, I have a whole I got fucking 20 videos, maybe even more of like safe stuff where I can just go into it and I can just start going down the list. I'm just like, get pumped, and then off of that I can scroll to something else and like just be driving, scroll down, and I'll have 3 more videos of like, you know, motivational like fucking hype stuff that gets you going. So it's just like I think there's a way to, you gotta fuck with the formula, you know, fuck with the algorithm.
And then there's also just the concept of like the moment where you're prioritizing a screen over human interaction, like you really have to take a step back and like understand like you're a human. What are you doing? It's like, and then I have to take that into consideration. Everyone does it. Everyone will like look at their phone when they're in a conversation. I try to refrain from it, but like end of the night, like I'm with my girlfriend, like, you know, I'll fucking be goofing around on my phone and like not really want to be paying attention to her yapping or something. It's like, you know, it happens to the best of us.
Or
But
sometimes there are conversation stars where like, here's this funny meme. I wanted to show it to you in person.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. And like emphasis on sometimes, because there's oftentimes people can hang out with people in a social setting, and then due to fear, they're being avoidant and they're spending more time on a screen than they are being social. And, you know, that's where we have to like fucking try to, you know, social anxiety is a rough thing to try to overcome. And we're not going to try to do that on the podcast, but
Yeah, and it's seeing with the newer generation, the younger generation, at least what I'm seeing is that they have major social anxiety. Like hard eye contact it makes them uncomfortable. I've kind of been seeing that because, you know, we all have jobs where we're dealing with people and we're talking from a variety of ages, but the younger crowd, I'm like, damn, they really can't hold eye contact.
Yeah,
they get a little uncomfortable. Not all of them.
We're seeing the side
But a good
effects
chunk
of giving iPads to children, giving them cell phones when they're young. They're always just staring at something on their screen.
And as much as we want to talk shit, dude, like the moment we got freedom, like we started staring at screens too. So it's like we are not that much different from them.
Yeah, we're just a little bit more socially adapted to it.
Yeah, we are not that much different from them. Like you can't. Yeah, like I was genuinely sheltered, so I was not allowed to look at screens unless I went to Abel's house. Like people.
At least I was playing productive video games instead of like these brain rot ass mobile games.
That's
or
how
YouTube.
that you're trying to make yourself feel better,
whoa.
buddy. You said you just told me that Call of Duty was a productive game.
I was thinking about Pokemon.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. RPG is a great element. Like, don't get me wrong, but Abel, like we all,
Whoa,
yeah.
Also,
like,
RPGs can teach younger children how to read. I learned how to read bigger words because of Paper Mario.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that we have spent a lot of time on screens too, as much as we want to talk shit about iPad kids.
Yeah, well, it's because games these days are, maybe this is my hot take, but games these days are far more predatory than they were like 2 decades ago as far as like children playing them are concerned.
And then Roblox. I mean, like Roblox, for example, like that takes real money just to enjoy the game.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like you want your kid to have a good time, you give him Roblox money.
Like, you ever hear the story about the woman who like lost a couple $1,000s because her kid stole her credit card and bought like a bunch of V-Bucks in Fortnite?
That's crazy.
what a little shithead. What a little shithead. That's awesome.
Like, shit, I remember having a beg to get $20 to go to the 7-Eleven with you and Chente to get the Xbox points to buy the new Black Ops DLC.
Damn.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, was it $20? Oh yeah, $20 for the Microsoft
For a
points.
DLC, yeah.
$24.90. Yeah, $24.99 for the 3-month subscription for Xbox Live Gold. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, and then for like
That's
1,800 or 2,000 points, whatever how much it cost to buy the $15 DLC or something.
Dude, never fucking forget, man. Dude, but once upon a time. Do you feel like that's our time, PapaNasty?
Yes, I just got one last segment. The reading the fan mail.
All right, let's read it. Read it and read it quick. Speed read that shit. Let's go.
Yeah. Shut up, Eric. This
Come
is my
on, hour and 3 minutes. Let's go.
All right.
This letter won't stop me because I don't know how to read.
Well, this comes from a Victor Loco out of Auburn, Washington. Okay, yeah, we know some people from Auburn. A rough area.
Yeah, I don't know anybody from there.
Okay, yeah. He says, Eric West, you go by the name of Mass Tostada. You ever think about it? About changing it to the Mass Fruitcake? Okay, that's just rude. PapaNasty, nice cowboy hat. I heard you've come a long way from that safety helmet from high school. Wow, that's just mean. Abraham Lincoln. Hi, big fan. 1v1 me on Showdown. Okay, that's this. Wow. That's our fan mail, folks. Wow.
That was it? That wasn't even mail. Fuck that guy. Jesus Christ.
That was, yeah. Jesus, Loco Victor.
Sent a whole ass paper for 3 sentences. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
yeah.
I'm going to be writing some fan mail back to him.
It's like that scene in The Dark Knight where he's like, a simple phone call might have sufficed. Like, bro, this could have just been like a chat message on stream or something.
All that paper, I'm like, okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to Three Stupid Dogs. Like, subscribe, share with your friend, share with your grandma, share with your grandma's lover. Fucking
Please like, comment, subscribe because we need the validation.
yeah.
Oi.
Yeah, save some crazy stuff. Eric West is headed out.
Have a good night.
Abraham Lincoln.
Later.
And I'm PapaNasty. Goodbye.
Bye.